expecting. Okay, so on to the first topic of conversation now that we're through the games. I think let's go Finch. Finch first.
Finchy.
What are your first impressions of Finch?
Well, it's not our my second impressions. So we all had that little first impression when he didn't have any practice time. He just had a lot of injuries, no practice time, stepping right in, moving cities. And everyone's like, wow, like we should not have hired this guy. We should have went through a full coaching hiring process. No one was in on him. But like Chris and I said, we're always very even-minded. We said, just give him some time, give him some practices, give him till after the All-Star break. And man, after that All-Star break, is that Coach K or what? What's going on? We look like a kid. Just having a real coach makes so much of a difference. And I hate to say it, but it makes us, it shows how bad of a coach Ryan Saunders was.
Yeah, guys, so we all know Finch is an offensive-minded coach. Guess what we rank in offensive rating since the All-Star break?
I don't know.
It's first in the NBA. We're the best offensive rated team in the NBA after the All-Star break, and that's after Chris Finch implemented his offensive system. So in my opinion, that's a great stat because he is that is completely shifting what this is what the Timberwolves were supposed to be all this year, this offensive minded guru of a team. And the defense is not there. Well, that's the issue.
Yeah.
We're getting into shootouts as of late, which we can't be giving up 130 points every single game because we're not going to be able to score 130 points every single game.
No.
So I think the defense needs some work. Hopefully Vanderpool and Finch can come together and hopefully find something that works. It's really interesting because obviously Peyton and I have been watching a lot of college basketball lately. March Madness. Man, dude, they play great team defense in college. I love seeing defense, man.
Yeah.
Every single college team plays good defense. It's awesome to see.
You're the fan of the wrong NBA team, man.
I know, man. It's so nice to see teams get stop after stop, block after block. Like
looks like the Pacers out there.
Dude, it's fun to see that it's hard for teams to score. Like, well, you'll see like 5-minute droughts in March, man. And it's just because the team will pack the paint.
Yep.
It's awesome to see. And obviously an NBA team would exploit that because their shooters are too good, but it's great to see, man. And I hope we can play some defense. I really do. That's the key to us winning in the end.
Yeah. So I think two big highlights that I would point out from the Chris Finch, kind of the start of Chris Finch, is Cat is going to be more of a playmaker. He's going to be kind of modeled after Jokic. And Anthony Edwards is going to be the man offensively. He's going to be taking most of our shots, and so as of now, he's been coming through. And I think
I'd agree. Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see where Malik and D'Lo fit in. I think Malik fits in seamlessly with this offense. I think you replace Malik with any corner wing on this team right now, and he's just a spot up shooter. It's going to be awesome to see Malik Beasley in this Chris Finch system because a lot of shooting, a lot of fast paced offense, a lot of pick and roll, and he's going to be wide open on a lot of plays in the corner. The interesting part is D'Lo. Where's D'Lo going to fit in Chris Finch's system? Because right now it's Ant and Cat that are running all that pick and roll. So I don't know. I hope he can I think Rubio has a decent role, and I think Rubio's been putting up a lot of points lately. So if you slide D'Lo into Rubio's role, it's just a better Rubio with a better shot. And I think D'Lo can still get his 20 in that system. I don't think he's by any means the first, second, or possibly even third highest scorer going to be going forward. I think it's probably going to be Cat and Ant, and then Malik, and then D'Lo. And I don't know. I think D'Lo could be the fourth option on a championship team. So I hope he works seamlessly in that Chris Finch offense. And I think we've seen how creative of a coach he is so far. So I think he can make it work.
Yeah, I think that he's had a lot of time right now. I think that I trust him as an offensive-minded. He's probably one of the smartest offensive-minded coaches that there is on the planet. One of them. He's up at top 100 maybe, but what you got to see is that he's taking all this time right now. He had all of All-Star break, all this time to try to figure out how he's going to play D'Lo. And I think that as long as he has an open relationship with D'Lo and they can just talk about it and try to figure it out. Obviously, it's going to be hard for D'Lo to accept maybe a little bit smaller of a role, but I think that they can make it work. I think that the person who's kind of going to step down a little bit is I think Cat. His points are going to go down a little bit once we get D'Lo back. I think that he's kind of okay with that, honestly, too. I don't think that he's not really that spotlight player that Ant is. I think that he's okay taking that third role, second or third role. I don't.
Yeah, I heard the Ringers say it the best. Cat's not the first best player on a championship team. He's the second or third best player. And Cat last year had to be the first best player, and he was averaging a crazy, like before he went down, it was like 27, 12, and 4, which is just unsustainable for him to do that on a nightly basis. So I think Cat with around like 20, 10 to 12 and 8, 20, 10 and 8 is like an amazing stat line for Cat to average. And I think Ant with like a 25er with like 6 and 4,
Yep.
great for him too. I think Malik right about the 20 spot,
18ish, yeah,
18
18
to
to 20,
20, and D'Lo right at the
15 to 18.
6. I can see 16. Mike Conley average right now.
Yeah.
And that's like 90 points a game from those four. That's a winning team.
That's
And
why Josh Okogie doesn't need to take a single shot.
that's why if you add Aaron Gordon to that lineup too, who's stopping that team?
Yeah, and like usually when you have these super teams put together, there's too many ball dominant. Like with James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie. Like when you see that team put together, you're like, okay, well, how many basketballs are they playing with? 3? How are all these guys going to get all their touches? But with that team, I feel like it wouldn't be that hard for everyone to get theirs. I think that everyone could play very unselfishly.
I think the chemistry on the Timberwolves is some of the best chemistry in the NBA. I think everyone has a really open relationship with each other. You never see player to player conflict
No,
outside of the locker room. I think everyone loves playing for the Timberwolves, which is a good thing. Everyone loves the front office, the coach at the moment. Everyone backs up each other. Yeah,
sometimes
this
to
is
a
a winning
fault.
team. Yeah, this is a winning team going forward. So I think my impressions on Chris Finch is he's the guy. This is the guy for I
Years to
hope.
come.
I hope like a decade. I hope for at least a decade that Chris Finch is the Timberwolves coach because I really like this guy and yeah, I think that's end of the Chris Finch talk. I think he's the guy.
Yeah, so we were just kind of picking at it earlier, but about so when